December 18, 2022. This day finally made Lionel Messi a legend. In a highly dramatic final against France, he led his country to the World Cup title. After over 1,000 competitive games, 7 World Player of the Year titles, and hundreds of goals, there is no doubt that Messi is the current GOAT and is on a par with icons like Maradona and Pelé. But even though Messi is almost like a god for many soccer fans, he is just an average person off the pitch. And it is precisely this person and his life that we want to take a closer look at in this video. We show you how Messi lives his everyday life, habits, hobbies, and interests, and what life is like for a superstar of his caliber. We'll also give you some interesting background information about Messi's life, so stay tuned here at Wisefool. Before we show you a day in the current life of Messi, let's first take a look at his career. Many people don't know his story, but it shows what kind of person he is. Everything spoke against him ever becoming a professional soccer player in his childhood. He grew up in the Argentine city of Rosario, where he had to deal with difficulties that probably few people know about. Since his parents had to work around the clock to feed the family, his grandmother was the only one who could drive the young Messi to soccer practice every day at his youth club Grandoli. There he was always the best player until he was 13. But there was one thing that almost ruined his career back then: his height. As a child, Messi had a deficiency of growth hormones, ultimately leading to him being just 1.40 meters tall at 13. Many considered him too short of becoming a professional, and his coaches thought that the only way he could leap the pros would be with the help of growth hormone therapy. However, this therapy cost over $900 a month and was too expensive for his parents. So it all looked as if Messi's dream of playing professional soccer would end until his parents had an idea. Messi had relatives in Catalonia at the time who had contact with football club Barcelona in a roundabout way. They told the scouts there about Messi, and after that they flew to Argentina and made him an unbeatable offer. If he came to Barcelona with his parents, the club would pay for hormone therapy for his growth and ensure that Messi got the chance to train with the best young players in the world. Messi's entire family agreed and immediately signed the contract, according to legend, even on a napkin in a restaurant. The rest is history. But now, let's move on to a day in the life of Messi today. This usually begins at 6 a.m. and of course, at his home. Messi currently lives in the luxurious Neuilly-sur-Seine district of Paris. His home, however, is not what one would imagine for the world's best paid footballer. Instead of living in a gigantic villa with swimming pools, gyms, and private cinemas, Messi wakes up every morning in a relatively modest townhouse by his standards. The house has about 300 square meters, only a tiny garden, and just 4 bedrooms. However, it offers a luxurious roof terrace with a beautiful view over Paris, costing 20,000 euros a month to rent. After waking up, Messi has breakfast at around 7 a.m. with his wife and 3 sons who are 4, 7, and 10 years old. While his family can treat themselves to croissants, muesli, and so on, Messi, as a competitive athlete, has to keep a close eye on his diet, even at breakfast. He usually eats yogurt or cottage cheese with fruit, oil, and nuts, and consistently avoids industrial sugar. However, his diet wasn't always so exemplary. Until 2014, he was known for eating extremely unhealthily for a professional athlete. He ate almost exclusively sugary and fatty foods, so his diet repeatedly affected his athletic performance. He is even said to have used the Coke vending machine on the FC Barcelona grounds daily. It wasn't until his former coach and good friend Pep Guardiola put his foot down and told Messi that he wouldn't stay at the top of the world for long on that diet that he started eating better. He had the Italian nutrition expert Giuliano Pozzi draw up an individual diet plan for him and has stuck strictly to it ever since. After breakfast, the Messi family leaves the house. While his wife takes his sons to school and kindergarten, Messi drives to practice. In everyday life, he drives a Mercedes GLA coupe. In his garage, however, there is also a Ferrari 335 S Spider, a Maserati Gran Turismo, and a Cadillac Escalade, among other mid-range cars. It's also curious that Messi has to drive almost 20 minutes to get to PSG's training ground and doesn't have a chauffeur. After arriving at PSG's training facilities, Messi usually goes straight into team training, although he is the absolute superstar in the Paris Saint-Germain team and is more or less idolized even by his highly talented teammates, Neymar and Mbappe. According to his colleagues, he insists on being treated like everyone else in training. However, one peculiarity is unavoidable even in training: his unique talent. While his dribblings and goals already thrill millions on TV, his skills in training are said to be even more blatant. Even soccer legends like Thierry Henry were stunned when they played alongside Messi. Nevertheless, according to some sources, Messi trains less demanding than his eternal rival, Cristiano Ronaldo. While Ronaldo also steals his muscles around the clock at home, Messi tries to improve his agility. The reason for this lies in his playing style. He prefers to enhance his speed and agility instead of hanging out in the weight room. To do this, he trains one session a day exclusively in the running direction to improve his spirits, followed by agility training, which helps him get past his opponents as flexibly as possible. After training, however, Messi's working day gets underway in the early afternoon. He finds himself at advertising shoots or business meetings with companies such as Adidas, Lay's, or Turkish Airlines almost every day. The money he earns from these partnerships is estimated to total more than 100 million euros annually, making him one of the best earning celebrities in the world. Messi is not just an advertising face, however. He is now a real entrepreneur as well. This year, he and a business partner founded Playtime Sports Tech Holding. With this company, he wants to invest mainly in companies from the tech, sports, and media sectors, partly also in startups from Silicon Valley. But, of course, his company also requires Messi to make investment decisions and attend meetings regularly. But of course, Messi also has free time in the evening or late afternoon at the latest. Until a few years ago, he spent most of it on a hobby. He was a passionate FIFA player and was always considered one of the best FIFA players on his teams. However, since his sons were born, he has preferred to spend time with them. And of course, he also teaches his sons about soccer. His sons, Thiago and Matteo, are already playing in PSG's youth team. Matteo is hugely talented, and many coaches and scouts believe he could follow in his father's footsteps. By the way, Messi has another interest he devotes himself to when he has time: playing the piano. The Argentine has been practicing the piano on the side for several years and seems to have mastered the instrument. After the usually exhausting training and work, Messi's day ends the way it began, and that's with his family. The family dinner is usually prepared by Messi's private chef, strictly according to the recipes of his nutritionist. By the way, food is another crucial aspect of Lionel Messi's life. One of the essential pillars of his life is religion. Messi is not only very Catholic but also prays daily, including before meals, and even has 2 Christian tattoos. By the way, he has already said in interviews that he doesn't like it when fans call him a soccer god. Sure, he feels honored by it, but he wouldn't want to be put on the same level as God or Jesus. After dinner, the family usually winds down for the day. For Messi, that usually means living up to his role as a father, so he plays with his sons, puts them to bed, and reads to them. He then spends the rest of the evening with his wife, Antonella, with whom he has been dating since 2009. But of course, Messi's life doesn't always look like this. When it's not the season, Messi jets around the world with his family. That's why there are regularly new vacation pictures of him and his family, whether in a private jet, on various yachts, or in Messi's villa in Barcelona, where he lived for more than 10 years. In addition to Barcelona, Messi is fond of Miami and is often in the USA. For this reason, there are also repeated rumors that Messi may move to Inter Miami at the end of his career. Write us in the comments what you think of Messi's lifestyle and his person. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode here at Wisefool.